personality. Like I'm like a magnet.
Yeah.
And I just think that like they're the yin to my yang, perhaps.
Totally.
And like the balance. And sometimes I can be like a whisperer to that type of personality type where it's like, hey, you're on guard. You're protecting your feelings. You're protecting your pain.
I'm going to get you a fucking loudspeaker for that whisper.
I mean, I wish I had, I wish I could do that. More so it's like, I'm just going to create a safe space for you to do that here. And maybe you'll never feel comfortable talking about it, but maybe you'll feel comfortable letting me be your voice.
I think that you know, like the one thing about me, Aaron and I too, like you know, shit, man, 20, you know, I met her in 1999. You know, like we've been together for a long time, and the one thing that we've always been the exact same on is that when there's people that we like immediately love, or like they're righteous, we want more, you know, like we both had that reaction to you and to Ben and the boys, like immediately, but yeah, I mean, that was one of the things is, you know, when you talk about being on that boat, you know, that, you know, with us and our family, you know, when Addie got sick, I mean, it's like, the dynamics of our family, 2 boys and a little girl, and into what I perceived as like an enormously, thoroughly felt, just crazy healthy way. You guys were just super kind of open about what, you know, kind of what had gone on with you guys. And I had never, I don't know. I think for us, because, you know, Addie made it through, and because, you know, all these doctors were saying she wasn't, and you know, we were on that boat for a little bit.
You walked it.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's and you know, whether it's easier, harder, whatever, you know, like to talk about it, it was always something, you know, that you know, what I know is that, you know, Erin as a nurse, and what it's always been for me, like her perspective, like, yeah, man, like she grew up pretty hard, and she fucking, you know, like keeps it in, and she, you know, not like, you know, she's not like a blubbering fucking like actor, you know, I mean, she's like tough as fuck, you know, but like, you know, those days, you know, when Addie was in the hospital, you know, in a coma, not, you know, like, you know, I couldn't hold it together, and I would just go in and see her by her side. And it was just, you know, and when you talk about sort of the beauty in that, like I saw the beauty, I was like, that's that power, like they're just like there. She, like my wife never looked more beautiful to me than those days. Like, you know, like she was just like so beautiful. Like I knew she wasn't sleeping. I knew she was just beautiful, and she was right there, and there was never any, it was just, she was gonna be right there, you know.
Never wavered.
Zero. And no, like, and you know me, like I want to hit somebody, I want to like hurt somebody, you know, and like, and it
you
does.
Want to do something.
I want to do something, you know, and
what was different between you two after that?
I think it was kind of sort of what you were saying. It's like it was another. I mean, I think one of the real great, beautiful things about being with somebody for a really long time and growing up with somebody.
Yeah.
I think what's hard about it is that people do get older, and they change, and they literally, like, I am, you know, when Aaron met me, you know, I was like bouncing in a bar and drunk every night, and
I'm
like,
still trying to figure out Aaron being attracted to that version of you, if I'm being honest.
You knew her family, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy, and like, you know, really was like a fucking,
it was familiar though to her.
I think it was familiar.
She wasn't scared of it.
I definitely wasn't scared.
Yeah,
of it.
and
like,
and you were you at your core.
I think so, and I think. You know, I think she dug that I was an artist, and she really, like, the fact that she was attracted to that side of me, and that would come to these like little shitty fucking plays, like the, you know, like it was not supposed to work out. Like, what are you doing? You know, like I was like literally like dancing around on stage with like 6 people in the audience. There she was like beaming, you know, like, and she was like, you were really good. I'm like, you thought that was good, but like remember what this is like all about in the first place, about those true colors, about what you like genuinely, not just like our you know, dig about each other, but what you inherently like love. And like the fact that, you know, like when you said before, you know, when you were separated from Ben. It was like, you know, when Aaron and I weren't together, it was like, it was the last thing